some of you work really, really hard, and it's tough, especially nowadays. You know, we gotta save everything we can, and sometimes this can be very expensive. Hobby, sport, whatever you want to call it, it could get a little pricey, but we know it's worth it. You know it, I know it. When you love fishing, it's worth it. And I don't need to explain myself why. Everybody, as soon as you get to the lake, you know why. But goods and services recommended PayPal. If they offer Venmo, Cash App, I usually reject those. I only do PayPal, goods and services. Unless it's from a reputable member, someone that people can vouch for, someone that's been through for a while, someone that hasn't scammed no one, and actually you can feel the vibe on people, not through online, but when you're on these groups, you start seeing who's good. Now, when it comes to trading, you obviously trade because you don't want to sell.